The crypto curse, quite frankly, the curse of a lot of 2025. Is it about to end? And I'm going to explain that to you here in a minute. I just put out an X tweet, and I think it's a really good, very simple synopsis of what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to show you that post here in a minute. But ultimately, that is the question. We are in the last day of November. I'm like you, probably I'm ready to get out of November. We've seen Bitcoin be down 17% this month in November. Arguably, November has historically been an extremely good month for crypto, for Bitcoin, for all of crypto, and that simply has not materialized right now in this month of November. Why? We had a lot of, quite frankly, bad news in November. We had, I think, the continued market manipulation fallout from the October 10th, massive annihilation day, the continued manipulation of all of crypto into November. Talked about that in previous videos. We had JP Morgan coming out and attacking MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor, and just a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. The fear around Federal Reserve rate cuts, yes or no. We had the government shutdown. The impact of that. November just was an anomaly if you on a historical basis. And I think all that's really behind us. And we're going to talk about what's going to play out tomorrow, December 1st, on Monday, and the impact that that's going to have on you and your crypto portfolio. All right, so let's jump into this. Okay. So right now, as of the recording, crypto's up 0.7%. We've got Bitcoin up just about 1%, Ethereum up 1%. So forth and so on, kind of a mixed bag, but not a lot going on per se. And so really wanted to share with you this. So I just put this tweet out of actually about 5 or 10 minutes ago. So we talked about this. If you take a look at this chart right here, so this looks back historically, and it looks back all the way, you can see over on the left-hand side, to 2013, okay? And so I'm going to move the picture of me over there on the left now. So as you can see, this very bottom row is 2013. And if you look up here in the upper right-hand corner of the chart, that is 2025, November and December. And if you look historically, when we've had back in 2021 and 22, we had November and December were in the red. You can see there where my mouse is moving. And then you can see 2018, 2019, red Novembers followed by red Decembers. Okay, so does that mean that we are lined up for a red December? I actually don't think we are going to have a red December. I don't think that the curse, if you will, the bear curse, let's call it that, will strike again. I think we've got some anomaly conditions that are working in our favor. And by our favor, I mean the bulls' favor. Okay. So I'm saying no. I think the cycle is different. On tomorrow, Monday, quantitative tightening from the Federal Reserve is ending. If you don't know what QT is, quantitative tightening, put simply, it is where the Federal Reserve back in 2022 basically started what they call, started the quantitative tightening. And what it really meant was that they were not reinvesting the profits from their investments, right? And in essence, they pulled new liquidity from the market. Okay. So there was really no liquidity injections from the Federal Reserve into the markets. All right. That ends on Monday. Now, do I think that things are magically going to happen and change tomorrow on December 1? No, it's not going to be like somebody's going to throw a switch, but there is a shift. There's a shift fundamentally underlying the entire financial equity markets. And I'm talking about bonds, stocks, crypto, all of that. And I think that that is going to change. Also on December 10th, we got the Federal Reserve decision coming, and now we're sitting at an 87% chance that we are in fact going to get that Federal Reserve rate cut. Okay. So back to this. So we've got ETFs. We got ETFs, just flowing into the market. Okay. So ETFs are opening up the floodgates for more liquidity, for more cash to flow into the market. Whales are accumulating. Whales have been buying. Rate cut odds rising. I just mentioned that. Extreme fear going down. Okay. So I talked about this. I did a video of this over the weekend. We have moved out of extreme fear. We were in extreme fear for 18 days of November. Unprecedented. Okay. If you look at the last 30 days, you can see it right here. You can see where we dipped into that extreme fear, and you can see the price of Bitcoin and, quite frankly, the price of crypto moved down along with that. Okay. What does that mean? That means when sentiment, how people feel about the crypto market, both institutional and retail investors, when they're in a extreme fear, low sentiment, What does it mean? Prices go down. Obviously, it makes sense. I realize that you may be going, well, yeah, that's kind of, yeah, okay. But that is the point. Okay. Not everybody follows and kind of looks at that gauge when ironically, as a really good crypto investor, you should be stepping in on those extreme fear days and buying. If you believe fundamentally in the fundamentals of crypto, that it's not changing, not going away, so forth and so on, then those are good buying times. Okay. So with that, I just wanted to kind of share that with you and kind of let you guys know. I think we could see well over 100,000 plus for Bitcoin by the end of the end of December. I think 105,000 is not out of the realm of possibility, and we could see 120,000 if FOMO kicks in, fear of missing out. Definitely, crypto is moved by FOMO, fear of missing out. When people start to see those green candles, lining up for Bitcoin, they start to see those massive green candles. All right, they they step in and they buy. Okay, so we're not seeing those as of yet, but again, we're still in November. We got to get out of November. I wish I wasn't saying that, but that simply is the reality of the world we're living in. And once we get into December, will things be different? Yes, I do think they will be different. Do I think that they'll be light years different, like night and day different? No, I don't. I think we will, from here at 91,000 and change to go over 100,000 for Bitcoin, for Ethereum to go to maybe 3,500 plus, XRP go up to 250, 270, maybe even $3. I think those are all very reasonable. Now, that's on the low side. I think if we do see Bitcoin go back to 120,000 on the high side, you're going to see all major altcoin assets rise along with it. You will. Why? Because of sentiment, right? Because of that sentiment, fear, and greed index, right? If we continue to see this rise, prices in the crypto assets, all major, blue chip altcoin crypto assets, Bitcoin, et cetera, all that, we're going to see momentum, right? And then we're going to see FOMO, fear of missing out. Okay. So with that, I appreciate you giving me a few minutes. Let me share with you something in case you didn't know. I've got Black Friday sale coming to an end in my inner circle. If you're interested in that, you get access to the first ever crypto investing course that I've made. That's what you get if you want to become a Black Friday inner circle member. So links are in the description below. Plus you get access to my portfolio. You can message me, ask me questions. You get my buy and sell alerts. You get a private Discord community. You get a lot of other cool things. So if you're interested, check that out. Links in the description below. Give that a look. Okay. I appreciate you giving me a few minutes. As always, thank you. And thank you for supporting the channel. And I'll see you on the other side. Take care.